Hello everyone and welcome to our web show, Bosler Buzz.
In this episode, we'll be featuring a story about our volunteers, introducing a new segment, highlighting some of the things we've been working on, and announcing the winner of our pop-up art studio drawing.
So stay with us. Bosler Buzz begins now.
Welcome back to Bosler Buzz. We're your hosts, Jeff Swope and Emily Gonzalez.
Today we want to start off by mentioning our new county-wide streaming video service, Canopy. Canopy is available to all Cumberland County residents who have a library card. With Canopy, you can watch classic films, world cinema, popular documentaries, and the great courses, all on tablets, smartphones, and computers for free. So be sure to check out our Facebook page or our web page for more information.
Yes, Emily, we're really excited to be offering Canopy. It's a great addition to our services. And in other news, we have a great program coming up on Wednesday, April 10th at 6:30 p.m. Through a partnership with Cardin & Miller Physical Therapy PC and the Carlisle UMed Gym, we are offering the Knee Pain Workshop. If you're someone who limits your activity due to recurring new pain, then this workshop may be for you.
Plus, on Monday, April 8th at 6 p.m., we are offering a program on understanding credit, where you can learn what is on a credit report, what makes up a credit score, how to effectively manage your credit. So stay tuned for that. And now let's move on with our segments because we have some great things to show our viewers. Jeff, I understand you have a new interview with one of our volunteers.
That's right, Emily. This month I'm bringing you a story about our upcoming Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon and interviewing one of our super special volunteers. It's coming up right after this commercial.
Join Dr. Catherine Carrison, author of the book Jefferson's Daughters, as she explores the lives of Thomas Jefferson's daughters, the possibilities and limitations for women and people of color as a result of the American Revolution, and issues of race and gender today. This program is possible thanks to the support of donors to the Lavery Speaker Series.
April 7th through 13th is National Library Week. Every year during this special week, the library, in conjunction with the Friends of Bosler, hold a volunteer appreciation luncheon to say thank you to the many library and Friends volunteers who help us every day to make the library a vibrant part of the community. And there are a lot of volunteers to thank. In 2018, there were more than 95 library volunteers who donated more than 2,700 hours of their time, and more than 100 Friends of Bosler volunteers who donated countless hours as well. These volunteers come from a wide range of backgrounds and do a wide range of tasks. I took some time to talk with Agnes Miller, who has been a volunteer for many years.
16 years, as of February 28th, 2003. And I usually average around 350 hours a year or more. When I first started, it was more because I was really gung-ho. I loved it. I need something to fill my day. Can you imagine being home all day and dusting? It helps me to realize that I'm still here and I'm still worth something, and I can still plan my life the way I want it to be and not just sit around and do nothing all day.
Agnes has lived all but 3 years of her life in Carlisle, and she remembers the library from when she was a student.
When I was in high school, I would come here for assignments and so forth.
As I interviewed Agnes, I realized that volunteering at the library was very important to Agnes, and I asked her why volunteering was so important in her life.
And it starts my day out the right way. The thing is, getting old is a state of mind. Most people sit around and mope, you know. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep busy. Life is much more worth living if you're moving.
This year, the theme of National Library Week is Libraries Equal Strong Communities. We want to thank Thrivent Financial for sponsoring our Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon and helping us say thank you to our volunteers for helping the library be a strong and meaningful part of the community. This is Jeff Swope reporting for the Bosler Buzz.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Jeff. We have so many wonderful volunteers, and it's great to highlight all that they do and the time they take.
Absolutely. We do have some great volunteers. We also have some great staff, and I think you engaged some of them as part of your new segment this month. I know you're really excited about it. Tell us more.
That is correct, Jeff. So this new segment is called Jump Into It, and it's about exchanging intellectual experience with another person. So I think everyone can relate to that feeling of jumping into a suggestion. In this case, we jump into a book. So I hope you can all enjoy watching this journey as we jumped into it, coming right up after this commercial.
Did you know that you can have access to thousands of Overdrive ebooks and e-audiobooks? Meet Libby, the one-tap reading app. With Libby, you can borrow ebooks and e-audiobooks instantly with your phone or tablet. It only takes a few taps to find and borrow a title. Libby comes with an ebook reader and an audiobook player. Download it today and enjoy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our new segment of the Bosler Bus, Jump Into It. Today I am with my colleagues Lydia and Mary from Information Services, our librarian, and our public services team leader. So we are about to jump into it with suggestions we made to each other about books. I suggested to Lydia A Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen. I suggested that to you because it was one of the first plays that I ever read. I read that very young, when I was in that phase of not still knowing who I was and where I stood as a woman and as a person in this world. And I feel that teenager Emily couldn't really understand how a woman could react the way Nora did under her circumstances. But that thought evolved as I grew older and I went through my own experiences in life. So I just wanted to know what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the play. Generally, I don't like to read plays. I just find that I'm missing something with a lot of the descriptions that you get in novels. But I found that this play grabbed my attention right away, and it maintained my attention all the way through. And in fact, I read it in one sitting. Not that it's that long, but I read it in one sitting because I was curious at what was going to happen and how it was going to end. And the other things I found surprising was that I thought it had a very modern theme. Even though it was written quite a few years ago, I thought that it could resonate with most women today in one way or another. And I was also surprised it was written by a man. So I thought that it was very interesting that a man sort of captured a lot of the conflicts of a woman's role and how women are viewed and how women see themselves and how they might change their perception of themselves. So all in all, I very much enjoyed it. So I thought this was a great experiment. And the book that I chose was The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and because it fits my idea of the ideal book. And it's short, it's easy to read, it's funny, and yet at the same time it's very poignant with an important message. And it's one of those books that stays with you long after you read it. And in the end, I'm not going to get the quote correct, but in the end the book reminds us that what is essential is invisible to the eye.
And that's one of my favorite quotes from the book, which I actually have in my notes here. One only sees clearly with the heart. The essential is invisible to the eye. And I love that part. One of the things I loved about The Little Prince was when he leaves his planet to go on his travels, he's learning and seeing so clearly, and he's questioning everything. And that's something that children do and we do in our own innocence. And I love that he's just constantly wanting to know. And I think we kind of lose that as we grow older. And I enjoy the fact that this book kind of makes that so important again. I thought it was a great book, and I think it's definitely something that you can read for all ages because of the fact that it makes you remember that wide-eyed childhood innocence and where you can be so open to, you know,
Experiences, and
Yeah.
it makes a wonderful gift for people.
It does. Now, my choice was The Last Lecture, and I actually read this when I was in college in one of my English classes for a writing course. And I thought it was phenomenal because this guy was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he was asked to take part in a series of lectures. All these top academics were asked to give what they would consider their wisdom if they knew it was the last talk they would ever give.
Yeah.
And
And he knew it was actually
this was
the
actually
last
his last talk. I thoroughly loved the book.
Well, I loved this reading. I enjoyed it so much. I am so happy that you recommended this book, The Last Lecture. So yeah, basically, he's a computer science professor. He wanted this to resonate with his children, as he said, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now. I mean, from then. I marked just 3 quotes. The book is filled with quotes that I loved, but I just got 3, and I won't get into them, but I will just read them through. So he said, but I kept my mantra in mind. The brick walls are there for a reason. They're not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. That was amazing to read. It just, I read that and I just closed the book for a moment. And then, yeah, I was like, wow, sometimes we need to change shift the way we look at things so that we can shift our perspective on them. So that was just beautiful. And he quotes Seneca, the philosopher, and he says, luck is indeed where preparation meets opportunity. Which also, it struck me because really, you do need to prepare yourself in order to have things happen. And the other one and the last one that I marked, so I wanted my students to know everyone has to contribute to the common good. To not do so can be described in one word: selfish. My dad had created a new set of communitarians. He knew when we're connected to others, we become better people. And then that kind of brought me over to what we do here at the library. We serve our community. We connect with people. We help people out. We are actually all one. We're one community. We're one Carlisle. And I just kind of wanted to leave this right there with that thought of how are we doing better? How are we connecting with people? What are we doing to make ourselves better? And as we make ourselves better, we make other people also have opportunities and have a better shot at life. So it's all connected. And I wanted to thank you both for agreeing to be here.
Yes.
I'm very grateful, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this and you actually find it interesting enough to do your own kind of jump into it.
That was so interesting, Emily. What a great way to start a discussion.
Thank you, Jeff. So I am hoping that some of our viewers get inspired by that too. It was really, really exciting to try something new.
I'll bet. I can't wait to see future installments of Jump Into It. We're just about out of time for this month. But before we go, Emily, I think you have a pretty important announcement to make.
So I sure do. So we are very excited to announce our winner of the Pop-Up Art Studio drawing. That is Miss Katie Sterling. So Katie, congratulations on winning.
Yes, congratulations, Katie. If you'd like more information about our programs, be sure to visit our website or pick up copies of our Carlisle Institute for Lifelong Learning or Growing Learners library booklets, or follow us on social media. And starting this month, look for our new combined services and collection guides as well.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Till next time.
Bye-bye.